feels the pressure or the weight on their shoulders like a quarterback. Hopes and dreams of an entire fan base of teams ride on whether their signal caller can lead them to glory. And boy, what a matchup of two elite dudes we have in this one. Welcome to Raleigh, North Carolina, Carter Finley Stadium and home to the NC State Wolfpack. As we'll see the runner-up from last year's national championship, the Florida State Seminoles, taking on another team from the ACC, the NC State Wolfpack. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. NC State with the kickoff team on the field and just about ready to start. On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So Florida State's offense will get first crack at it today. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone. And you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming in this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. They'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. The Seminoles will punt it away on 4th down. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. Looking for running room, he'll get it to the 43-yard line before he's stopped. So NC State's offense will take the field for the first time. And what a performance this guy turned in last week. Spectacular in every aspect of the game, Jesse.
Well, I know one thing for sure. The quarterback is going to be looking his way early in this one. When you have a game like he did last time, your quarterback, you all of a sudden move up in priority in the pecking order for the guy throwing the football. So it's not going to surprise me early here if the quarterback looks his way, regardless of what the coverage is, based on what he showed last time out.
Yeah. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. He's at the touchdown. NC State made the grab and took it on in for the score.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
They get set for the point afters. We have the first score of the game. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. They'll run it out of the shotgun. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Finds the tight end. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Feels as if the whole city of Raleigh is trying to help out the pack on 3rd down. Complete to the left. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's 1st down. They'll give it to the back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They'll go right back to him. Spins away from the defender. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup short, trying to impose their will and move the chains. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. They've been running it, but now the pass. Works the middle of the field.
Well, and a nice job working the middle of the field. I think it's so important to keep defenses honest, and you can't just dink and dunk outside. You got to work the middle. Great job finding this wide receiver in the middle of the field.
Picks up the first down, still moving. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Looking downfield on first down. Quick strike complete. Touchdown Seminoles! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
Man, this guy is an elite tight end. This guy is a dude. He keeps making plays like this. We're going to start comparing him to Brock Bowers and Kyle Pitts. The run after the catch, the big body, the athletic ability. He has it all.
Extra point here will tie the game. And he tacks on the extra point. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. Duke is ahead in this one, but unlike the days of Daniel Jones, this offense is not guaranteed to just keep scoring points today. They're up by 7 over Oregon State.
Trying to start the drive with a pass. They'll throw it to the back on the screen.
For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, you'll see it right here.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Looking to fire. Unloads to the wideout. He got a hand in there. Knocks it away. Incomplete. Third and short. They've got them back up inside the 20, and the D can get the ball back here. From the gun. Wants to pass. And the Heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line.
One of the things I love about this defense is they're so versatile in ways they can get after the quarterback. In their last game, they came away with 5 sacks, came from all over the place. They got the win. So you know in this one, they're going to dial up a lot of different looks. It's going to be tough for this offense to try to keep their quarterback standing up straight.
Looks as if NC State will have to punt it away. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong. Only called on twice in the victory last week. All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense? And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to play kind of push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
He did not make it a stone wall on third down. They kick it away on fourth down. Not going to get a chance to field that one, and the punt will bounce out of bounds. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, second down coming. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Leaves it with the running back. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. NC State has to come up with a big play here on third down. Quarterback keeps it. There he goes. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down. NC State going up tempo.
The defense has got to be more physical up front. Don't let them have those running lanes, those holes to break off a nice run, get a first down. And here's the thing, you better reload quick because they're right back on the line to call another play.
To the 43-yard line and a first down for this offense. Red pass, it's complete. Knocked out of bounds at the 46 after the good pickup on that one. NC State with a fresh set of downs thanks to that running game. Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the big fella. Bounced out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Second down coming up. He wants to throw it again. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion? Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. Makes the grab. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. NC State with a fresh set of downs thanks to that running game. Makes a man miss.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we
nowhere to go, and the ball is loose.
Woo. Deep breath, right, man? You fumble that thing, you cough it up, you're like, oh, I really appreciate you, brother. I can't tell you how much I thank you because the coaches would have been all over me, but big-time break for the offense.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. They'll try to cap off this drive with a field goal. Everything will have to be clean from 55 yards away. From 55 yards out, and he's got it. Never a doubt.
And 3 more on the board, and this kicker is starting to get a reputation starting off the season. Hasn't missed yet. Nice to have a guy that you can really, really depend on.
So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Wants to go up top on first down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Finding an escape route. And we've been waiting to see the spin move, and so too had the defense. They were ready for it. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Wolfpack faithful screaming at the top of their lungs, desperate for a 3rd down stop. From the gun, wants to pass. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Hold on.
A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. Hands it off. Oh, he's got some space. He finally goes out of bounds, but you better check that laundry on the field.
Hold on.
That penalty cost them a 3rd down conversion, and now they'll have to try it from a little farther away. We're through 1, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. They've swapped ends of the field, and we're ready to go in the 2nd. So they had a chance to talk over this 3rd down play to open the period. He's looking downfield to throw. Fires one high and deep. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. The Knowles will line up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He'll haul it in right around the logo. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
And listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial those plays up. Guys have to be able to make them one-on-one to make life easier on this kicker who is so important to this team.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. On the Houdini-like moves, get it to the 22. NC State comes to the line to deal with 3rd and short. They'll try to bully their way for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Just inside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 19. Tight end now in motion. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Defense there to stop him after he picked up a yard. Ball's at the 17. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. The give to the tailback. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line and a big red zone opportunity here. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Tight end finds a soft spot. And boy, is he close to that 1st down, maybe just a couple of inches short. And for the 2nd time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. Good, right down the boulevard. The lead now 6 here in the 2nd.
And he knocks another one through. And how about this kicker? Good way to start off your season, right? Like, what do you have at the spot? Sometimes you don't know. Can he make those kicks? Starting off, hasn't missed one yet. Been very dependable for this squad.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner will be brought down. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. They'll try the run. Solid gain to get him out close to the 20. Pick up a 5 to the 19. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Back to pass. Here's the pressure. It's complete to the right. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. And the Knowles are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. It'll be a 1st down as he gets it to the 24-yard line. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The give on the inside. Gets the nose of the ball to the 25, give him 1. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. Right down the middle. Takes off. What a play to set him up. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
And the defender makes a great read, breaks on the football, and makes the big interception in the back. And here's the thing, that's number 4 this season, so he's finding the football consistently.
North Carolina State has it back on the offense, headed to the field. They had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, Dave.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
Wolfpack with lots of ground to cover on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Under fire. He's got him. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold.
That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down. Under fire. And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
Well, that's their third sack of the game, and we knew statistically coming into this game, this is one of the top 25 units in the nation getting after the quarterback. I just love how athletic they are up front, and they are giving this offensive line headaches and nightmares up to this point of the game.
The Wolfpack will line up to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. And that is how a punter helps out his defense, pinning them deep in their own territory. Okay, guys, the Florida State offense returns to the field. They'll go to the counter. Stopped in the backfield, and that'll be a loss of 2. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Wants to go up top. Gets it out quickly. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground.
Offenses, when they run these RPOs, they just want to be comfortable. The quarterback wants to make the read very easy, very clean. It's your job as a defense to kind of create some confusion, speed up that process any way you can.
They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. The Seminoles are on the move. Unloads quickly, and they knock him down. There was nowhere to go. Defense is swarming. And now on 2nd down for this offense. Keeps it on the bootleg. It's complete on the right side. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Feels as if the whole city of Raleigh is trying to help out the Pack on 3rd down. They just keep firing. Quickly out to the tight end. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. The Seminoles send out the punt unit. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. Punt goes out of bounds, and a really nice job as they stick them deep in their own end. They'll mark it around the 10. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Oh, they're after him. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. So now it's 2nd and long. After the incompletion, they go back up top. And the quarterback is sacked. There are penalty flags down, but this might be doubly bad for the offense. I think the penalty might be on them. They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. And he's able to shed 1 tackle, but still, just a very short gain. NC State to bring the punt team onto the field. He gets it away from his own end zone. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. The play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Got his man downfield. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Keeping it on the ground with the single back. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. And the Seminoles trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Using the quick game. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. This crowd knows when to bring it. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming. It is perfect. The lead is down to a field goal.
And this guy has been a machine all season long. He is absolutely automatic. You know you're getting 3 points when this guy jogs on the field.
So they put the field goal on the board and about to kick it away, and hoping that'll be the final points of this 1st half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. His man on the left. They'll immediately call timeout.
It's hard to have success on wide receiver screens when you're facing press man coverage because your blockers out front oftentimes can't pick them up, and that receiver gets gobbled up as soon as he catches the pass. You saw it on that last play.
And he gets it just beyond the line of scrimmage before he gets down. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. NC State comes to the line to deal with 3rd and short. Motion from the wideout. Out of the shotgun on 3rd down. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. And here comes the punt team. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. He'll field the punt. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. They'll start this drive from the 42. Lost a throw on 1st down. Finds his tight end. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. Tackle is made at the 44, but he picked up 10 yards and enough for a 1st down. Looking to throw on 1st down. Makes the grab. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Working the middle. That should be the final play of the first half. Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one. Quick snap and a spike to stop the clock. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, one of the best environments in the game, and Raleigh has given us a fun first half. And how do we possibly begin without singing the praises of this receiver? His ability to find gaps, run textbook routes, and then show that breakaway speed. He simply is the total package. How this secondary responds, whether they try to double-team him or get aggressive at the line, that'll be the story of this second half. And with that, let's send it back to the fellas in Carter Finley Stadium.
And the Seminoles will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. They go to work in the 3rd quarter with the lead, but they have had a little trouble keeping their quarterback upright.
Yeah, and you have the lead, you're positive, but the offensive line coach is definitely going to be upset. And the offensive coordinator, listen, I don't want my guy getting touched. He's being productive, but give him some more time here in the second half.
I think you can do that, too, offensively, by maybe leaving your tight end in to help block, maybe chipping with running backs to help these tackles out on the edge, because you're right. That pocket has been shaky, and if it continues to be that way in the second half, this could be a much different looking football game.
Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a 1st down. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Line getting set on 2nd down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the 1st down. North Carolina State defining efficiency on this drive. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires to the tight end. You know, we joke that the tight end's always open, David, but play action almost makes it impossible to keep them covered.
And yeah, because those guys, they're such good blockers most of the time. They're big and physical, and they self-block for a second, and then they run open and they find holes in zones, or they get good matchups. And man, those tight ends nowadays are nightmares for defenses to try to stop.
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. Well, when your quarterback has already been sacked 4 times, shouldn't be some big surprise if the O-line gets called for holding. Finds his big tight end. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag on the field.
Hold.
This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. The Wolfpack will have to bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the 5th kick of the night. He'll make the fair catch at the 13, and they will have less than favorable field position here. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Danced his way through traffic, pick up a 4 to the 19. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll leave it with him. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Quarterback on the keeper. Stop behind the line. He'll lose a yard. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass. Bringing the heat. Gets it to the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. The Wolfpack faithful screaming at the top of their lungs, desperate for a 3rd down stop. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming. The Seminoles will call on their punt team. That leg is staying loose, already the 5th kick of the night. No return coming here as he signals for the fair catch and makes it right around the 30-yard line. From the gun, they'll try the middle. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Trying play action. Fires to the big fella. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size. Snap from the gun on 3rd down. Throws for the tight end. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. Punt is on its way. He makes the fair catch, and they'll spot the ball at the 18. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive... Intercepting, the defense has set him up. They get him on the ground after the turnover, but there is a flag on the field, and we'll see if that will be a reprieve for this offense. So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. We've seen a ton of this tonight. They just keep giving him the ball, and he keeps running into brick walls. Not much running room again. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws toward the end zone. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play. And they'll run the field goal unit back out there. This kicker has already banged a couple through. And this one is perfect. They double their lead up to 6 here in the 3rd quarter.
How great is it to know that if you can get the ball down somewhere close to the 40-yard line on your opponent's side of the field, you're walking away with at least 3 points because this dude is automatic.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
play action. Here's a heat. Nothing doing downfield. He'll cut his losses and throw it away. It'll be third down. The Noles come to the line needing just inches for the first down. Surging forward on the sneak. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Here comes the heat. Takes the easy throw in the flat. Show him a little juke, and he's up to the 30 before he stopped. Let's see what they've got on second down. Quick release on the RPO. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Right on the money. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. Handoff to the lone back. Breaks into the open. Stopped and forced out of bounds at the 22 after the huge pickup.
Defensively, you'll take the slow death. You'll take 3, 4, 5 yards a pop, but you can't give up the massive plays. You got to do a better job containing the football, making them run the guys, and get them on the ground. For goodness sakes, this guy is fast, I know, but defensively, we got to swarm to the football and get him on the ground.
And the Noles kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. To the air on first down. It's incomplete, and I tell you, this sophomore quarterback's lucky to get that one back. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was knocked loose, and third down is coming. Now this offense tries to figure out a way to move the chains after the second down misfire. Fires to the right. He's got it, and he will score! Touchdown, Noles!
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Extra point here will give them the lead. And the extra point puts them on top by 1. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week in the American fellas. Let's show you what's going down. UAB is in front. They've controlled the line of scrimmage today. They still have some work to do to put this in the win column. They're up by 11 over Tulsa. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this clash in the American you should know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. And a nice pickup on the line and gets down to avoid contact.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You can get the ball out. But when things break down and they get off schedule, you've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Finds this big tight end. Stopped at the 47 after a 10-yard gain. NC State with the 1st and 10 here. On the move. Shows him the stiff arm.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
They'll move the wide receiver. Shotgun snap. Wants to throw it on third. And with the completion out to the sideline, they'll pick up a couple. Looks as if NC State will have to punt it away. No opportunity to run it back as the ball goes out of bounds. Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. They'll go to the ground. Turning it on. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. The Seminoles, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Off the RPO, complete. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. And a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Quickly to the tight end. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds. These fans stepping up to help this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds a man on the right. He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down at the 32. Give to the running back. Breaks the tackle. There was just nowhere to cut back. Great job by the defense, and he'll have to take the loss. Running back searching for a hole. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Feels as if the whole city of Raleigh is trying to help out the Pack on third down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Firing to the right, complete. And he's brought down, but a flag is also down.
Hold.
So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. So here we are on fourth down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. And it's no good. He missed it. And guys, after the miss, the lead is still one.
And sometimes I just feel like fourth down, man, just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make great. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
The give to the back. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. He's got it on the right. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. NC State has work to do to convert this third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on third down. They bring the punter onto the field now. He'll field the punt and try to make something happen. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. They'll start this drive going to the air. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
Man, it didn't take long for the defense to get home on that play. You see them playing man coverage in the back end, slowing down the routes from the receivers and the rest of the offense. That forced the quarterback to have to hold on to it for just a split second longer, and they were able to get the sack.
The Seminoles now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. It's a draw. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. He'll take the deep shot. He's got it. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Florida State.
And this receiver is on fire. He's got all the skills that you look for in a big-time target. And that's already his second touchdown of the game.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point splits the uprights. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Looking downfield on first down. Got his man on the right. He'll be run out of bounds, but we've got laundry on the field. Let's see what that's about.
Hold.
Well, when your quarterback has already been sacked 4 times, shouldn't be some big surprise that the O-line gets called for holding. Snags a quick pass on the left. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Here comes the offense on second down. Reads it, fires complete. There he goes. Still on his feet. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense first and goal from the 7.
A lot of times when you go to the stat sheet after the game, defenses are going to look at explosive plays. Like, we're taught to be top down, stay deep, don't give up those big plays, make them earn it all the way down the field. Bad job giving up the big play in the passing game.
And guys, the defense's head might be spinning a little bit after giving up that huge gain on the first play. The snap sets up to throw. Working that left side now. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Just keeps slinging it. Gets it out fast. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. They want to dance their way in on 3rd and goal. He stopped right there, short of the first down, and this defense trying to preserve the lead. He'll set up to throw. And he's sacked. A big play on 4th down to stop this drive.
That's just a play the quarterback can't make. 4th down, down by the goal line. That ball's got to find its way in the end zone somehow, some way. You simply cannot take a sack. I know it's difficult. The defense is bearing down on you, but you've got to be able to negotiate that throw and at least give somebody a chance in the end zone.
They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. Snap to the back. Just a pickup of a couple out to the 15-yard line. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Quick release by the QB. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
Well, give the defense credit on that one because they knew coming into this one that they were going to try to get this receiver the ball in a variety of ways. They were ready for the screen there, and they created a negative play.
The Wolfpack faithful screaming at the top of their lungs, desperate for a 3rd down stop. From the gun, wants to pass. Got a man in the middle. And he's tackled, but there's also a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold.
A costly penalty wipes out that 3rd down conversion, and now they'll back up and try it again. Throws to the wideout. And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover. They make the tackle after the turnover, but hang on just a second. There's a flag on the field. Let's see if it stands. They'll decline the penalty here, and the result of the play stands. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Oh, it's a reverse. He's knocked down for a loss of 7. NC State with a lot of ground to cover after losing yardage on the last play. To the air on 2nd down. It's complete to the left.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and
Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
I tell you what, if I'm this QB, I am ill as a hornet at my offensive line. Are you kidding me? That's the 6th time they put me on the ground. Dudes, will y'all protect me a little bit better, please?
And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. Absolutely center cut. That'll cut this lead down to 5. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Georgia State is getting handled right now at home. Someone needs to step in here, throw in the towel, and stop this fight. They're trailing by 19 to James Madison. Just another week of football in the Sun Belt, guys, where we've come to expect the unexpected.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping it. Oh, he's got some space. Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a first down.
And if I'm this defense, man, number 1, 2, and 3 is stopping this quarterback, and he's done it by air and now by land. Like running the option, having success. We got to get dialed in. He is the playmaker on this offense. I got to go stop him.
He'll pull it on the read. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Stuck with a running game on 1st down. Now here they come again. Quarterback needs to make a better throw there. Incomplete. These fans stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Hauls it in. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a 1st down. And the Seminoles will send out the punt unit. We've seen a lot of the punt team 6th time tonight. He won't be able to return this one as it goes out of bounds. North Carolina State has it back in the offense headed to the field. Man, how comforting is it to know that even if your offense stalls out a little, Jesse, that field goal kicker can knock it in from a long way out.
Well, he's one of the best in the country, Reese, no doubt. But this
slips one guy, and now he's loose. And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down. This upset bid has been brewing since the start of the game, seemingly, and they are in a world of hurt at this moment, guys.
Yeah, keep the pedal to the floor, right? Don't let up. You've done a great job. You're the perceived underdog. You've taken control of this football game. Jesse, you got the formula right now. You got them right where you want them.
Yeah, they've thrown caution to the wind in this game, right, David? I mean, they came in knowing they'd have to take some chances and they'd have to be open and free, and it's worked to their advantage. Now's not the time to get tight if you're the underdog winning this game late.
Complete in the middle. They make the stop at the 41, but it's a 15-yard pickup, and they're rolling with a 1st down. They'll use a timeout here. You have to be certain at this point in the game. Looking to throw on 1st down. Just a short pass to the tight end.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this 1st down, so you find the tight end, see if you can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep. The Wolfpack with lots of ground to cover on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the 4th.
And 3rd down for a defensive lineman, trust me, I'm one of them, is money down. Go get me that quarterback, make the stop, get him to 4th down. The defensive line, the defense was ready to rock and roll. Nice job.
To have any chance to pull this game out, they have to convert on 4th down here late in the 4th. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And that falls incomplete on 4th down, but wait just a second. There is a flag, and this is a big call. This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. The give as they work on that clock. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. Takes a hit as he fires. Here's an interception. Oh, and they need that turnover. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. So first play of the drive coming here from their own 49. Wants to go up top on 1st down. He just about put this game away if he'd been able to hold on to that one. Instead, it's 2nd down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waning moments. That could be a costly play. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Trying to get rid of it. And they can't make the play on 3rd down. They are running out of time and very little choice. Down 5 late, they'll go for it on 4th down. Here's a throw downfield late. And the pass is incomplete on 4th down, but hold on just a second. We've got to see what the flag's about. So they'll decline the penalty, pleased with the results of that last play. The quarterback takes a knee. Now this team has consecutive wins, and when you start expecting to find ways to win games and you expect that you'll perform well enough to do so, that's really hard to stop.
It's a mindset, Reese. This team has it right now. You can tell their players trust each other. Big situations arise in games. They're looking at each other in the huddle on the sideline, expecting to make the play that's going to help them win games. This team incredibly mentally tough right now, Dave.
And you start to build that mental toughness when you start to string together positive weeks and you start to string together positive plays. Now you know you can do it. It's not, we talked about it in the offseason, oh, we want to do this. Now you're starting to execute it and put it together on the field.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.